As you've probably heard, mortgage interest rates are at all-time lows, and a ton of people are refinancing their personal homes as well as their investment properties. One of the questions that you'll often be asked when you decide to refinance is, do you want to pay points in order to buy down your interest rate? It's an interesting opportunity, but is it one that you should take? Well, I've developed a worksheet that helps me decide if buying points is a good idea for my refinances. So I thought I'd share it with you, and hopefully it's helpful to you as well. If you want to learn more, then stick around. Hey everybody, it's John Stiles with Bridge Realty, helping people like you buy, sell, and invest in multifamily real estate in the Twin Cities. Today we're going to be taking a look at a worksheet that I've put together that'll help you decide if it's a good idea to buy points on your refinance. So here is the worksheet that I use when deciding if I should buy points on my refinance. First of all, we're going to enter the loan amount. In this case, it's going to be $375,000. Then we're going to enter the loan term. In this case, it's a 30-year loan. And then we're going to enter the interest rate that's offered us. In this case, it's 3.499%. Then this is going to calculate the monthly payment. It's a simple formula here, and if you want more information about that formula, just let me know. I can explain that in a different video. And then you're going to enter the number of years that you plan to hold this property after you refinance. If you enter 1, that'll show you some results, and it's probably not a good idea to refinance a property 1 year before you plan to sell it. You're just going to have so many costs in your closing costs that it's probably not going to be worthwhile. But if you're going to hold the property for 5 years or 10 years, then it can definitely be worth refinancing. But that's a different discussion. The next thing that's calculated in this worksheet is the number of months that the property is held. And that's automatically calculated based on the number of years you enter, and it just helps some of the formulas that we will be looking at a little bit later. So that's the base information. Now, when you're offered to buy points, sometimes you're given multiple options. You could pay this much and get this interest rate. And so that's what happened to me recently. In all of these cases, the loan amount's going to be the same. And so this is just taking the loan amount entered in cell B2. The loan terms are going to stay the same, number of years. But here's where the change comes in. The interest rate that is offered is 3.375, 3.125, and 3%. So that shows you that you're making a much lower monthly payment here, $1,683 versus $1,657, $1,606, and $1,581. So this will be a monthly savings of either $25, $77, and $102. Now the cost to buy down to this interest rate came in at either $1,875, $2,812, $4,218. So one simple way to determine if this is worthwhile is to calculate the number of months it will take to break even. Basically, you're taking the $1,875, and that's the cost or the points, and you're dividing that by the savings, for example, $25 or $77, etc. So in the first option, it would take 73 months to break even, or 36 months in the second option, and 41 months in the third option. And we can see in this next field how that breaks down into years. So 6 years, 3 years, 3.4 years. Of course, we as real estate investors are not trying to just break even. We want to make money on top of the savings. So you want to make sure that your hold period is longer than the time that it takes you to break even. So this is a simple way to determine if it's worthwhile to buy down your interest rate. But this is just part of the story, because another question that you need to ask yourself is, what else could you do with this cost, the point cost, if you didn't pay it to the mortgage company to buy down your interest rate? Could you make more money with that by putting it in your savings account? Could you make more money from that if you put it in stocks? Or is it enough money that you could buy another rental property? So the concept that is used to determine the value of this money, should it be invested in another option, is called the net present value. And it takes a lot of things into consideration. Now, I'm not going to go into detail about how to calculate net present value in this video, because it's actually pretty in-depth and a little bit hard to understand. I know it took me a little while to understand it. If you are interested in learning more about that concept, be sure to let me know in the comments, and I can make another video about it in the future. But for now, I'm just going to show you the results of what happens when you calculate net present value. So what you need in order to do this is you need a discount rate. The discount rate is the rate of return that you believe you can earn by investing your money in something else. So if you're going to just hold the money in cash and not have it be an investment, then you would put 0% as the discount rate. Or if you have a simple savings account and you're earning maybe 1% if you're lucky, then that would be your discount rate. Or if you have some other investment, maybe the stock market, and you think you can earn 8% in that way, then that's what you would put. So I've taken the time to calculate in another tab here the net present value, and it takes into account a couple different things. First of all, it takes into account how long you plan to hold the property. So if I change this from 6 years to 5 years, then it changes the net present value. It also takes into account the savings that you have on each of these options when you buy down the interest rate. And also it takes into account your discount rate, that is what you could get if you invested the money in something else. So just to give you an example, I don't plan to sell this property anytime soon. So I'm going to go ahead and put in 15 years as my hold period. And then with this amount of money, I don't think I'm really going to invest it elsewhere. I'm going to just hang on to it in cash because I want to have this money in reserve. So I'm going to put 0%. And so this shows you that in option number 2, my net present value of that money is $11,000. And in option number 3, my net present value is $14,000. Now, if I decided that this was enough money that I'm going to invest somewhere else and I thought I could get 15% return, then it drastically reduces the net present value, especially in option number 1 where it goes to negative. And definitely if I can get 15% return on my $1875 somewhere else, then I definitely want to not buy down the points, but instead invest it somewhere else. So I know that this was just a quick look on if you should buy points on your mortgage refinance, but I hope it's helpful for you as you decide which option is right for you. If you would like a copy of this spreadsheet, then let me know. Just head down to the notes section of this video and you'll find a link where you can fill out a form and I'll send you the information right over to your email. Well, that's all for today. If you want to see more videos about business, mindset, and investing in multifamily real estate, then be sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel. I'm planning to post videos here weekly, so hit the bell and you'll get notified about the next one when it comes out. And remember, your reality is your decision. So let's get out there and make it happen.